Hey friend, welcome to my channel Karine Alourde, where we deep dive and break down the most iconic stars in history. If you're not yet subscribed, please be sure to do so and turn your notifications on so you never miss an upload. Now let's get into this video. Today we are talking about the very lovely Miss Nicole Smith. And I believe she should be reevaluated in the light of how the media has recently reevaluated Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, and Paris Hilton, and how the media portrayed them and all of that. I think Nicole Smith deserves to be looked at again and get the same treatment so that we can see that the media really destroyed her and played a role in that also. And her story is one of probably the saddest stories that I've done in a while. And I've watched like hours, interviews and documentaries on her and just kept getting sadder and sadder by the minute, because you can just really see how people really did take advantage of her. I'm not saying Nicole Smith is a saint and she did nothing wrong or anything like that, but she definitely almost did not stand a chance. And I believe she would still be here with us if she just had people around her that really loved her. The fact that Nicole, the celebrity, did not even really exist at all is a crucial detail that is often overlooked when discussing her life. Her birth name was actually Vicki Lynn Hogan, but she went by Anna to gain notoriety, wealth, and safety for herself and her family. And in the end, it all collapsed in a tragedy that was seen coming, but that wasn't to say she hadn't tried her best to succeed. To say that Nicole Smith's rise to fame was one of the most publicized stories of poverty to riches in the United States would be an understatement. In just 10 years, this curvy blonde went from being a waitress at a burger joint to a supermodel and multimillionaire. In the mid-1990s, Nicole Smith personified the stereotypical beautiful blonde. Hers is a tale of a vivacious woman who rose from the gutter to the top of her profession. She never stopped hoping to make it big in life, regardless of the fact that she never finished high school and came from a troubled home. She was constantly cast in roles designed to capitalize on her status as a sensual icon. Regardless of what she did, it made headlines. To this day, decades after her passing, she remains the focus of widespread interest and conjecture. Books, documentaries, and films have all been spawned from the story of her life and tragic death. She was known to be obsessed with Marilyn Monroe. In fact, Anna used to travel with a handful of Monroe films in her bag. And what I want you guys to remember most from that is that she was human, okay? She had favorite colors, like her favorite color was pink, blue, and red. And she also loved chicken a lot. I never met someone speak about chicken so much as in terms of her food. And her favorite Marilyn Monroe movie was How to Marry a Millionaire, which was just a gentle soul, always looking for love, warmth, and safety in others, and tragically just never found it. We're gonna get into her childhood before we get into all of the scandals and her untimely demise. So Vicki Lynn Hogan, later known as Nicole Smith, was born to Virgie Arthur and Donald Hogan on November 28, 1967 in Houston, Texas. After his daughter was born, Anna's father left the family all of a sudden, leaving his wife on the edge of poverty. But Virgie's sister helped her mother, who was on her own. She started taking care of the baby while her mother worked. Anna's mother and aunt were largely responsible for her upbringing. While in Houston, she went to both Durkee Elementary and Aldine High. She moved in with her maternal aunt in Mexia, Texas, when she was in the 9th grade. Smith did poorly in her first year of high school and left Mexia High in her sophomore year. Residents of Anna's hometown of Mexia, Texas, shared their memories of Anna on this documentary for Playboy when she became like the centerfold. And one of the locals stated that she was a homely child and she used to be built like a boy, one woman says. Talk about hater. She just had to comment on that. And Anna said herself, "I wasn't very popular in high school. I was flat-chested," she says, "but now I have curves, see? Ooh la la." Vicki Lynn, aka Anna, struggled in school because she had her head in the clouds. Even as a child, she was a daydreamer who made up her own backstory due to a lack of parental involvement. Vicki's idol was Marilyn Monroe, as mentioned, and she recently hoped that the full-figured blonde was her biological mother. The girl desperately wanted to look like the star, but nature had other plans. The young lady's height surpassed 5'11". She was pretty tall. Her hair was darker and she had smaller chest. Before her tragic death at the age of 39 in 2007, Nicole was open about her humble and sometimes difficult upbringing. Anna told Playboy, "People always ask me about my childhood." And she also said in her reality show, The Anna Nicole Show, that, "Well, I didn't have a childhood, so I'm living my childhood now." According to BuzzFeed, her aunt Kay Beale told E!, "Lord, if you could have known how poor that girl was. I used to slip her some of my food stamp money just so she could buy herself some candy," end quote. According to Hollingsworth, Vicki Lynn lived in a house so cold that she had to wear flannel pajamas under her clothes to stay warm in the winter, and stole toilet paper from a nearby restaurant because her family couldn't afford any. "You want to hear my child life?" Anna once told an interviewer who pressed her to talk about her years as Vicki Lynn. "You want to hear all the things my mother did to me, all the things she let my stepfather do to me, or let my brother do to me, or my sister, all the beatings and the whippings and the RAPE? That's my mother," end quote.
Just 2 weeks ago, her spirit defeated and broken. Anna's hatred for her mother had only deepened.
What can you tell someone who is so evil and who doesn't care and doesn't even care for her own child? You can't, there's nothing you can say to someone who's so evil.
Now, Anna met Billy Wayne Smith, a cook at Jim's Crispy Fried Chicken in Mexia where she worked. They got married on April 4th, 1985, when he was 16 and she was 17. On January 22nd, 1986, she gave birth to their son, Daniel Wayne Smith. To say Anna adored her son would be an understatement. He was the driving force behind her decision to go from her natural dark hair to bleach blonde styled version of Anna Nicole Smith's.
What's Anna Nicole Smith's greatest accomplishment in her life so far?
My greatest accomplishment is, first of all, having my son, and I did have him on purpose. My husband doesn't know this, but I flushed my pills down the toilet.
After Anna and her son were beaten by Billy, she ran away and started, dancing in Houston. Smith and her husband got a divorce in 1993, and her mother, who was a police officer at the time, didn't like that decision, so she went to the club to yank Anna Nicole off the pole. "Mama, I know you don't understand this, but I work at Red Lobster all night long, and my back and my feet are killing me," Anna Nicole told her mother. "I can go work at the executive suite one night and make $1,000. But the former cop, her mother, wasn't buying it and was very upset, so the next day Anna Nicole packed her bags and left town, leaving her husband and baby son behind so she could continue dancing. She soon was making a respectable income, which allowed her to pay for, breast implants. All she needed to get in the door was the right body, and so she saved up for one, often popping a Valium or a Xanax on the night when she wanted to disappear from herself before stepping out on stage. So she already had the substance issue before she even became famous. Anna Nicole Smith is a product of a number of plastic surgeries. One of her implants would rupture within a few years, necessitating reconstructive surgery, and each one contained 700 millimeters of fluid. After undergoing this transformation, Anna began taking prescription pain medication to alleviate the ongoing pain she experienced as a result of the operation and the implants. The implants were so huge that they hurt her back a lot, but now that she had her body back, she felt complete. That's how she always put it, as if she'd never existed at all before that point and her body simply vanished. Her new curvier appearance made her popular at work, and she was soon paid more. She would eventually catch the eye of J. Howard Marshall, a Texan oil tycoon worth an estimated $2.5 billion, thanks to her, dancing for him. So let's talk about Gold Digger Gate. In October 1991, Smith met 86-year-old oil magnate J. Howard Marshall, as was stated. She said, "I was on stage." She wrote this in her bride's book at her wedding, described their first meeting at Rick's in 1988. "He was in the audience and he was lonely, and I started talking to him and we just started being friends," end quote. Marshall is said to have showered Smith with expensive gifts and asked her to marry him several times during their 2-year relationship.
Took me to Neiman Marcus, he dressed me up, he bought me diamonds, he bought me my first car ever. God, he was just amazing.
And I want you guys to remember that she did not marry him until she made something of herself first, but the media did not portray that. So Anna Nicole's son Danny, who had been raised by Smith's mother until he was 6 years old, was reconnected with Anna thanks to Marshall. According to the Daily Mail, when Danny moved in with his mom and new stepdad, Marshall, he made a promise to Smith's mom that he would provide for them for the rest of their lives. Smith and Marshall got married in Houston on June 27, 1994. The news of Smith's marriage to Marshall completely completely changed the public's impression of her. From refined model to gold-digging floozy, their wedding caused a stir, and many people saw Marshall as a weak old man who has been duped by a sly fox.
To tell you the truth, the first time it felt a little bit embarrassing, but because of all the love he showed me and respect he gave me, I had pride walking with him. I didn't care what nobody thought.
In hindsight, nothing was ever as cut and dry as it initially appeared. Vicki Lynn never had a father figure, so the death of Marshall hit her hard. She appreciated the security she and her son enjoyed due to his care. And he was more like a father figure for her the more you see her talk about him. She said that she loved Marshall and didn't care how old he was. She did at first say, of course, she was embarrassed because of what people were saying about her, but over time, he took such good care of her and loved her deeply that she just became proud of being on his arm. And she did. She always would shout him out on the red carpet saying, "I love you."
No, he was my sweetie. He was my everything.
First, I love you, J. Howard Marshall, my husband. I love you.
Party girl.
I just want to say that. I want to say that.
Wait a minute, where's
and I
the
hope
ring?
you're watching. It's right here.
Oh, wow.
And I just want you to know that because I told you to watch TV tonight, and I love you.
It was not shocking that Marshall's kindness would mean a great deal to a woman like her who had a difficult and unloved childhood, Vicki Lynn and Marshall had a mutually beneficial relationship rather than a parasitic one. She was taken care of financially and emotionally, and Marshall was able to enjoy his final years in the company of a young, attractive woman.
They just couldn't get over the fact that there was just this tremendous age difference.
He took me out of a terrible place, and he cares for me and my son. And in return, I took care of him. And I loved him for that, and I would never, ever leave him.
Because Marshall was not an idiot, but rather a billionaire who had to have a keen mind to become so successful, he would not be so naive as to fail to realize the benefit that his relationship with Vicki Lynn brought him. The Supreme Court would ultimately hear arguments in a legal case involving his will. Marshall died in Houston on August 4th, 1995, 13 months after he married Smith. He was 90 years old. Smith claimed that Marshall, who did not include her in his will, had promised her half of his estate, primarily a 16% interest in his industry, then that was worth $1.6 billion in exchange for their marriage. E. Pierce Marshall, the son, denied the allegations. This whole legal battle really did tarnish Anna's reputation badly. While white trash was a term used to effectively mock and stigmatize her, her accomplishments were ignored. The general public saw Vicki Lynn as a talentless slacker who had no business being famous.
To this day, I go through mourning with my husband. I had all that. The legal, the mourning, the litigation, all this. And I had nobody. I had my son, and you can't just dump all this on your child. And
Cindy, we covered everything, I think. Anything else?
Talk about what led up to the hospital and
I went through a lot. People, when I gained a lot of weight, people thought I was just partying and doing this and that. I'm having seizures, I'm having panic attacks, and my husband just died, and people think I don't care. I couldn't even go out of my house for years.
You were overwhelmed by the situation,
I was
and
so
that's what
overwhelmed,
helped.
and I couldn't handle it. I'm one person. How can anybody handle what I was going through and still am going through?
In September 2000, a bankruptcy judge in Los Angeles gave Smith $449+ million, but in July 2001, a judge in Houston, Texas, Mike Wood, agreed with the jury's decision in the probate case and said Smith was not entitled to anything. The judge told Smith to pay more than $1 million to cover E. Pierce Marshall's legal fees and costs. The son, because the decision of the Texas probate court and the California bankruptcy court were at odds with each other, the case had to go to federal court. The original California bankruptcy court ruling was overturned in March 2002 when a federal judge issued a new ruling reducing the award to $88 million. This ruling was overturned by a 3-judge panel of the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals on December 30th, 2004, who ruled that federal courts lacked jurisdiction to overrule the decisions of the probate court, so she never got anything. in the end. Smith wanted to embody Marilyn Monroe's seductive, tempting elegance in every way. She also wanted people to see her as the next Marilyn Monroe. Smith accomplished this by sending photographs of herself posing and dressed or undressed seductively to Hugh Hefner's Playboy. By 1992, she had the opportunity to pose for an adult magazine as well as appear in the advertisements for the Guess fashion brand. Anna outwardly presented herself as welcoming of all the attention and frenzy. She said, "I love the paparazzi." And that's according to Yahoo. "They take pictures and I just smile away. I've always liked attention. I didn't get very much growing up and I always wanted to be, noticed." She received some very wealthy attention as well. So, there was of course more scandal with all the success that came. Smith was being sued for sensual harassment by her son's nanny, Maria Serrato, while she was also trying to launch an acting career and fight her late husband's family in court. Serrato claimed in an article published in New York Magazine that Smith gave her substances without her permission and allegedly threatened to deport her if she did not engage in illicit activities with her, Yikes. Smith reportedly had multiple health problems, leading her doctor to prescribe excessive amounts of pain medication, about 3 times the average. Anna's struggles with prescription substance, began long before that. Moreover, she failed to show up to multiple depositions, which angered the judge and led to a ruling in favor of the nanny, an award of over $800,000. Keep in mind that Anna's legal battle with Marshall's family was still in its infancy, so it was still going, and that she had not yet received any assurance that she would receive her half of his fortune. That was just tragic. But as far as her career goes, Anna appeared as Vicky Smith on the cover of the March 1992 issue of Playboy magazine. The May 1992 issue of Playboy, a photograph by Stephen Wada, depicted her as the Playboy Playmate of the Month. Smith landed a contract to replace supermodel Claudia Schiffer in a series of seductive black and white photographs for a Guess Jeans advertising campaign. She adopted the stage name Anna Nicole during the Guess campaign. And as a result of the similarities between Smith and Hollywood bombshell Jane Mansfield, Guess photographers featured Smith in several Jane Mansfield-themed photo shoots. She became a household name in Sweden and Norway after modeling for H&M in 1993. And in October 1993, Peter Lindbergh photographed Smith for the cover of Marie Claire, and Smith had previously appeared in GQ that same year. New York Magazine's August 22, 1994 issue, White Trash Nation, featured a photo of Smith. She was pictured eating chips in a short skirt and cowboy boots. And in October 1995, Smith sued the magazine for $5 million, claiming she didn't authorize the photo and the article damaged her reputation. The case did end up being settled. Smith was a successful model, but not an actress. In The Hudsucker Proxy, she played Zaza, a flirtatious celebrity who flirts with Tim Robbins' character in a barbershop scene. 7 days after her debut, Smith played Tanya Peters in The Naked Gun, The Final Insult. Despite the publicity, neither film helped her career. Anna's film roles, which only aimed to brand her physical assets, emphasized her persona of a ditzy dumb blonde. Smith took her first leading role in To the Limit in an effort to prove herself as an actress. Smith starred in the Naked Truth's pilot episode in 1995 and Skyscraper in 1996. The low-budget direct-to-video film was softcore exploitation and stalled Anna's career. Anna made an appearance on Sin City Spectacular, a variety show, in 1998, and in the same year, Anna Nicole Smith Exposed was released. That was based around the several photo shoots from her time as a playmate. On the 1999 sitcom Veronica's Closet, she played Veronica Chase's friend Donna, played by Kirstie Alley. Smith made an appearance as Myra Jacobs in an episode of Ally McBeal from 1999. Now let's talk about her show. Anna had a sparse acting career in the early 2000s. She was given her own reality show on the E! Cable network after she became a tabloid and gossip columnist darling. When it premiered in August 2002, the Anna Nicole Show had the highest cable ratings of any reality show at the time. The Anna Nicole Smith Show, which was thought to be a guilty pleasure, showed her life in all its drunken glory. Many people watched as she struggled to stay awake and hold a conversation. It was entertaining, of course, to those who watch it, but I don't know. Still, a lot of people could see where the show was going and that she was spiraling, but no one did anything to stop it or step in to be like, hey, this girl needs help. Let us stop exploiting all of these things that she's going through. Reality TV back then, the early 2000s, was just very exploitative, and they'll take a celebrity they know is already going through it and put them on camera because it just makes good TV. You know, it's pretty sick and sad. So a final episode aired in October 2004, following the show's cancellation in June 2003. Now, let's talk about her weight gain, which was a major issue for her. Anna had a very free diet. She ate whatever she wanted. Conan O'Brien asked her about her Playmate diet, and she said fried chicken, that's what she eat. Anna went through an extreme bout of depression and soothed herself with eating. And she said, "I've been really stressed out lately and depressed, and I can't quit eating. I feel like a pig." She wrote this in her diary on August 16, 1992. Anna Nicole admitted also that she took painkillers after her husband's death and went into a coma. "I almost died. I had to learn how to walk again on all this and that. It was hard, and if you have to go into rehab, it's not fun," she said. According to Smith, the treatment from the media after her husband passed left her feeling demoralized and like no one cared about her. People even went as far as to tell her that she was nothing. She spoke on this saying, "They say you're crap. They say stuff like you're no better than anybody else. It's just horrible," end quote. I disagree with the release of her diaries and them breaching her privacy. That's kind of odd. But the diaries did confirm that she binged when she was feeling emotionally stressed. And in 2003, she became a Trim Spa spokeswoman and lost 69 pounds.
Trim Spa, baby.
Anna and Nicole were sued in a class action lawsuit over their weight loss pill marketing, with many claiming it actually didn't work. It was said that at one point, Anna took 6 Trim Spa pills per day, the max dosage for a single person. Sadly, she also took laxatives and dieted very heavily. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, Anna discussed her dietary strategies, and she said in the interview, "You eat like small portions and you do it for like 2 weeks, and also they have a colon cleanser and you're just like on the pot all the time. You lose that weight quickly," end quote. Obviously, you guys know that's not safe, right? Mess up your gut. She told The Early Show, "I wasn't unhappy at all until everybody started ridiculing me. I just got to the point that it was just like, my God, just shut up, everybody. What is the big deal?" And then I just looked into the mirror. I'm like, I am fat, end quote. Smith made a comeback in 2003 with the comedy film Wasabi Tuna, in which she played a hysterical version of herself. Neither the film nor her performance received favorable reviews, and in the 2005 film Be Cool, starring John Travolta, she appeared briefly as a spectator at a basketball game. In late 2005, she agreed to co-star with wrestler Joanne Shine Lauer in the self-produced independent parody film Illegal Aliens. It was released on DVD in May 2007, 3 months after Smith died. As far as we can tell, Anna had prescription substance issues, right? A psychiatrist who saw her in April 2006 at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in LA had diagnosed her with borderline personality disorder. Smith drew attention to herself at the 2004 American Music Awards when she introduced Kanye West with slurred speech and erratic behavior. During her live show, she raised her arms and asked, "Like my body?"
Like my body. I was honored to be on our next performer's new video. And if I ever record an album, I want this guy to produce mine and make me beautiful duets.
Smith and Stern, her lawyer, we're going to talk about him a lot because he was just a shady character. They had a small low-key commitment ceremony in the Bahamas on September 28, 2006, where they exchanged rings and vows. No marriage license was issued, and their promises to love and support each other in front of a Baptist minister were not legally binding. And I believe he fled to the Bahamas with Anna Nicole so that he could avoid paternity tests for the daughter that was not his. But before we get into that, we'll come back to that. We'll rewind back to that. So on September 10th, 2006, Daniel Wayne Smith, her son, who is only 20 years old at the time, died while visiting his mother in the hospital with his newborn sister. He came to meet his newborn sister and then died. And after his death, an autopsy revealed that he had taken multiple medications, including methadone and antidepressants. Daniel's death was ruled an accident caused by an overdose. You can imagine how Anna felt, right? You know how her son was her everything.
I was sedated. I was son that. The doctors had me sedated. It was toxic. It was bad. My son died.
And on September 21st, 2006, a death certificate was issued for Daniel so he could be laid to rest. Smith's grief over her son's death was vivid, according to Stern. And he said, as a duo, Anna and Daniel never left each other's sides. Without a doubt, Daniel was Anna's most significant friend and confidant. She ordered them to open Daniel's coffin at the funeral and then attempted to crawl inside. If Daniel has to be buried, then I want to be buried with him, she publicly announced. Like him, she was prepared to go down with the ship, according to Stern. Anna considered herself to be both a parent and a parent figure to Daniel. She was always about Daniel from the moment I met her. While I believe her to have died last week, I believe that her emotional death occurred with Daniel passing, end quote. Anna Nicole Smith's daughter. She was born in New Providence in the Bahamas on September 7, 2006, and in an interview on CNN's Larry King Live after Anna's son passed away, her longtime personal attorney, Howard K. Stern, who just loves the media, said that he and Smith had been together for a very long time and that he was sure he was the father of the baby because of the timing of the pregnancy. Larry Burkhead, a photographer for the entertainment industry, said he was the baby's father and filed a lawsuit to prove it. The father's name was written as Stern on the birth certificate from the Bahamas. So a U.S. judge ordered DNA tests to determine Smith's daughter's father. Burkhead's attorney requested a DNA sample after Smith's death. A judge ordered Smith's body to be preserved until February 20th. So a Bahamian judge ruled in April 2007 that Burkhead was Smith's daughter's father, and Burkhead later applied for an amended birth certificate listing him as the father, allowing him to get the baby a passport to travel to the U.S. Stern didn't contest the DNA result or the ruling, and Burkhead returned to the U.S. Unfortunately, Anna was found unresponsive on February 8, 2007 at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida. And according to the report released by Purpur, Anna had died from a combined intoxication with a sedative chlorohydrate being the major component of what ultimately proved to be her demise. Her system tested negative for any illegal substances, according to the coroner's findings, and her death could not be attributed to her taking her own life or someone else taking her life or even natural causes. TMZ reported after Smith's death that she was given methadone under a false name while pregnant. According to autopsy reports, she passed away from a combination of viral enteritis, human growth hormone, and buttock abscesses that were likely caused by previous injections of vitamin B12, and the B12 was for weight management. Stern was immediately suspected in Smith's death after his name was found on multiple prescription bottles, and he spent years fighting in court against accusations that he was responsible for Anna Nicole's death. Anna Nicole's attorney and lover, Howard K. Stern, was the link between the two mysteriously similar deaths of Anna and her son. And according to Judge Larry Seidlin, who presided over some of Anna Nicole's court battles and authored a controversial book titled The Killing of Anna Nicole Smith, and during the trial, Seidlin, the judge, even cried. Yeah, there's scenes out there of him getting emotional, and I can see, like, you're seeing all of the things unfold in front of you of just how vicious people could be. During the trial, Seidlin was quoted by Today as saying, "Stern admitted in my courtroom that he obtained Anna Nicole's drugs and got drugs in other people's names. I believe that he exercised a great deal of control over Anna Nicole by maintaining and reviewing her substance desires and addiction." Seidlin argued for a deeper probe and suggested Stern be held responsible. But according to E! News, all efforts to charge Stern with Smith's death have been dropped, despite the fact that he was convicted of 2 felonies in 2010 for using false names and obtaining prescriptions for substances under false pretenses. Some people, according to the wacky website above, Top Secret, thought Stern was behind both Daniel and Anna Nicole's death so that he could get the money he thought her estate would win from the Marshall suit. Stern lost his last chance to get some of Marshall's money when he lost a paternity suit over Danny Lynn. Okay, so like was stated, the 2010 book by Judge Seidlin claims that the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino did a poor job investigating Smith's death. The resort also took drastic measures to get rid of the room she was staying in when she passed away. Hotel employees in Hollywood, Florida allegedly remodeled the area, renumbered the floors, even called in a medicine man to purge the premises. So Anna Nicole's friends and relatives fought amongst themselves over everything from the time that she passed away, from the future of her child to the distribution of her assets to the fate of the autopsy photos taken after her death. Her bodyguard testified under oath that he had made huge deals with tabloid magazines, and several members of her inner circle had written books about her, including her half-sister Donna Hogan's, cruelly titled Train Wreck, right? And yeah, sister was cruel. And these people went on to shamelessly, but I blame the public. I blame you guys, well, not my subscribers, not my friendship circle watching this, but I'm saying in general, the public. I blame you guys for buying these books, these tell-alls and all of this stuff from these people, okay? You guys continue to help people exploit the dead when you go purchase these books. We just did the Whitney Houston video on how Robin came out after she passed away. If the person, when they was alive, you didn't speak that way about them, you should be ashamed to do it when they die. What kind of dignity? And I tell you guys, if I ever blow up and become famous and people decide to come out after I die to do tell-alls, y'all better not buy none of that stuff or believe anything of it. Because if you couldn't say it or keep that same energy while I was alive, please do not come with that energy while I'm dead, okay? It's disgusting. It's filthy. I'm just disgusted with how everyone from her own half-sister, and it just shows you envy from her circle. Everybody just really wanted to use her. It just reminded me of Marilyn, how after Marilyn passed away, that's when all the vultures came in. It's just very, very ridiculous what she went through and just very disturbing. The life and death of troubled model Anna Nicole became a study in opportunism, which, you know, seemingly everyone cashing in on something related to her story. It's very, very sad, you know? So her mother, Virgie Arthur Smith, filed the underlying proceedings in 2008 against TMZ, CBS, journalist Art Harris, Texas blogger Lindell Harrington, Larry Burkhead, and others, alleging that they had conspired to ruin her reputation through defamatory emails, blog, and website postings, and thereby impeded her efforts to seek custody and visitation of her granddaughter. But Anna Nicole Smith, when she was alive, said that she did not want her mom to be around her children.
She won't touch my phone.
So I don't know. I think the mom was weird for not respecting her daughter's wishes just because she's dead, you know? There's footage of Anna Nicole literally saying, I did not want my mom around my kids. And her mom did pass away recently, so may she rest in peace. But that's weird. Respect the person's wishes and their death as if they were alive, you know? Do not forget all of that just because they're no longer here. Anyways, the mom did not really win the case, so summary judgment was granted to TMZ, CBS, and others in her defamation lawsuit, and the case was dismissed. Louisville, Kentucky resident Larry Becker, Danny Lynn's father, was awarded full parental custody rights, and he seems to have done a really great job raising their daughter. She's a beautiful young lady. She looks just like her mother, you know, literally a spitting image of her mother. Gorgeous, and she's very soft-spoken, shy. And the documentaries that I've seen her, she did take some modeling pictures here and there, but you know, and I see a lot of people accusing Larry Burkhead of being like an opportunist too, doing documentaries. I don't think so. I don't see it that way. I see it more as he wants their daughter to really know their mother, the human, and he seems to always portray her in a very admirable light. I don't see him talking bad about her ever, portraying her in any negative way or anything like that. He's always just trying to make sure she remembers her mother and honors her mother. So I don't like the accusations I see online. Oh, he's obsessed with her. I mean, wouldn't you be if that was your baby mama that you felt like everybody else took advantage of, and you have a daughter with that, you know, you're looking at the daughter every day and she just looks like the woman that you love that this other guy Stern took advantage of, you know, and took away from you. And like, come on, guys, lay off Larry, okay? Larry's all right with me. I hope if her daughter ever does want to come into the industry that she avoids some of the mistakes, or like look at her mother's life and avoid certain mistakes. And the mistakes I would tell her to avoid is definitely the substance use, and definitely watch who you keep around you. You know, Anna Nicole was a beautiful person inside and out to me, and the more you read about her, you see that. And even how her fans talked about her, people would meet her and she would talk to everyone, take pictures with them, be nice. Like, she never thought she was too good to embrace everyone around her. And she just really, I think it all started when she was dancing in those clubs with the substances. That's where it all started for her. And it's just unfortunate, but that's the tale of Tinseltown, making it big and making it based on your looks. It comes with a cost. But wow, this was a lot. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching until the very end. If you like the background music you're listening to, support my brother. Links to his music is in the description. Also, like, comment, and subscribe. Who else would you guys like me to do a breakdown on? And remember, be careful out here in the company you keep, okay? If you have anything for yourself, you have a little fame, a little clout, a little money, you don't have to be famous. A lot of them are not famous. I know a lot of regular people that's not famous. They just have money that goes through this stuff. When they die, the vultures come out of nowhere. So always make sure you have a will. You don't have to be 50 or 60 or 70, 80 to have a will, okay? As long as you have something worth protecting, as long as you have assets, make yourself a will, get a lawyer, it's very cheap, and modify that will as time goes on often, okay? Especially if you have kids, always look at it. Now, a will is not planning to die, but it just makes things easier. Make sure things are clean and recorded. I would even put in my will that no one can come and said, Karine said verbally to me that she would get this. If it's not written in my will, do not execute it, period. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.
Well, I'd like to say that I'm back. I'd like to tell all my fans thank you for supporting me, because I had lots of fan mails even come to the clinic. I just want to say keep faith, have faith in me, because I will make you happy again, and you'll like it a lot better this time, and it's going to last forever. So.